You're watching The Sports Spin, presented by Uinta Basin Healthcare. Health and healing, every person, every time.
Welcome to The Sports Spin, your weekly dose of sports action, presented by Uinta Basin Healthcare. I'm John Nurden, he's Glendon Lamb. We watch the games, we call the games, and now we spin the games.
Yes, sir. Today on The Sports Spin, we put Union tennis and golf coach Cramer through the spin cycle.
Did I hear Cramer?
Yes, Cramer. And have a brand new L&L Monster Replay champion. But first, let's rewind the week.
Let's start with Uinta and Salem Hills last week.
All right.
The Utes came out a little bit tough, and we're on home grass, and it ended up being a 4-0 match.
Yeah.
But it was too early, tough in the middle, and too late.
Yeah.
But there was never really a question. Not many times the other team touched the ball.
Domination. It's always good to get some footage as well. That's a good game, a practice game for the next tough one that you got coming up. Hopefully you're going to get either Wasatch or Maple Mountain.
And the tough one coming up is next week. So,
right.
So to clarify that for everybody, the playoff game is going to be either we're first or second in region, and if we're first, it's a 3-way tie, and they flip a coin. So we could be seeded 1, 2, or 3.
Right.
So we could be first place and not.
I don't know
even
if I like the coin
not even
toss.
get a home. Yeah, because Mrs. Wild, Julie Wild, the principal, she loses every time. So maybe she just can't be involved in the coin flip. But just a note, we don't have any footage, but we also played last night against Payson. It was a senior night for a group of boys I really have a lot of passion and compassion for, and it was great.
Yeah.
They played perfect soccer for about 60 minutes, maybe 55 minutes, and then the game was over.
It was a mercy rule game, a domination game, and another good practice game. But what a game to have for senior night.
Yeah.
To have a little extra crowd there. The boys are playing. It's their last home game. Well, depending on what happens with the state playoff.
And it's just a culmination of a lot of years. I've coached some of those kids 10 years, and so it was really fun for me and a really great night. So I really appreciate that.
So both
good
of those
job.
Games, good. Both of them shutouts, good for our keeper Hill to put under his belt, and all the defense actually.
Yeah, it's
2 more shutouts.
It's just what we needed. So let's move on over to Union soccer. So Union went down, played Canyon View, and they scored first. They're up 1-0.
And that's always a good thing.
Oh, it's so good in soccer.
Yeah.
And they just couldn't hold on. Ended up giving up 2 more goals. Lost to a really good team, 2-1. And they lost all of their games close like that.
Yeah.
It was a 1-point loss to I think every quality team they played, but maybe one time.
Soccer, 1 goal in soccer, that's obviously as close as it gets. And you can swing 1 to 2 goals in a matter of no time. So a 1-point game in soccer is a very close game.
And the Cougars did a great job to get a state playoff game. Good run this year. You should be proud of yourselves. Well done.
Absolutely.
All right, little quick rundown on the track. You went to track, they went to BYU, and it's the only school that reported anything. Dustin Breckfield qualified for state in the 400-meter. Dallin Breckfield, they're twins, 300 hurdles. And then Dustin and Dallin, Todd Carter, and Clayton Van Dyke were the boys 4x4, and they qualified for state. Yeah. So pretty good meet down there at BYU. A couple other notes. Well, just one. The girls threw the shot put over 30. Hasn't happened for about 5 years, so
really?
Personal and a Uinta success story.
That BYU Invitational is probably one of the best in the state, if not in the.
It's the one I remember running track for a couple of times that I ran track.
And probably the competition is even more intense than region or state, because you got kids from all over coming in.
Yeah, BYU is the show.
Yeah, that's the big time.
All right, so last thing to rewind. Let's not even talk about it. The Warriors came to play. The Jazz, they're just building for next year now.
Yeah, they were definitely outmatched.
Super fun season.
Yeah.
Loved watching them play. Good to see Gobert become one of the elite players in the league.
Yeah.
And watch out for the Jazz this next year.
And Hayward, he's turning into be a superstar.
And if you didn't know any better, he would be like a return missionary style of person.
A BYU player.
Yeah, he just fits that mold of what a lot of people in Utah are. Watch for the Jazz to be really fun next year, and go get your season tickets and share them with me.
Well, Golden State's got a better team. They deserve to win. Shut them out.
Golden State. Hopefully they just take the whole thing.
I'm going to pick them to win. If we ever pick that, I'm picking them to win.
All right, sounds good. Probably not going to get to that.
Write
this
that
season.
down.
All right, mark it. I'll get the text, I'm sure. All right, so now it's time for the L&L Monster Replays.
What's the two?
So we've got a winner, a new winner this week in Flaco Rivera, Twinkle Toes.
Twinkle Toes.
And this is just one of the best goals of the season for anyone, anywhere, anyhow. And you see him go down there like Fred Flintstone and just hesitation. Nah, see you later. And around him, and he slots behind the keeper. And Flaco, 78% of the vote, and he probably deserved 100%.
This should be the winner for multiple weeks in a row. I called this game, and with Jared McCackney, we watched it. We were amazed. That's a heck of a play.
It really is. So what we did this week, because footage is lean, you know, we have this show, and next week will be our last show for the season, and we'll take the summer off and come back. So all the sports are winding down, and it's tough to get footage. So we went with 3 Uinta plays this week.
Well, it's easy to get footage.
It's easy to get footage. I happen to have the coach on the show every week. So this next one, and so that way it should split the vote and make it pretty equal. This next one's called the Two Blondes. You see Caden Nerd and my son hit Cameron Oakes, and Cameron just gets the ball and does a great job of just a nice clinical finish, which is basically what they've been doing the last 2 games.
Yeah.
And
great play.
It is
deserves to make the highlight.
It really does. And then the next one here, we call this one Surfs Up. And this one's Caden again. He gets the ball and he just surfs in and out of several players before he puts one in the back of the net. And I didn't see it run. Surfs Up. Can they hear us back there?
There it goes.
Hello?
Right there.
Okay, there they go. So you see him beat a kid, slot through 2 of them just like he's coming over that wave, and back of the net.
Pound it. Keeper doesn't have a chance when you're that close. Bam.
No, it's just really fun to see the kids playing. And we have such even scoring at Uinta. All those kids, 9, 10, 8 goals each.
All those guys, from mids on up to the forwards, they score a lot of goals.
Everyone scores together. It's a team thing. So remember, go like us on VTV on Facebook and follow the Sports Spin on Twitter to vote for your favorite L&L Monster Replay. We'll be right back.
It's not about the miles you take when you're driving, but the milestones you see when you get to where you're going. When you graduate high school, buy your first car, get married, start a family, find your first home, and grow old together. Let each mile bring you closer to the moments that matter. L&L Motor. People you know, people who care.
We're back on the Sports Spin, presented by Uinta Basin Healthcare. Now it's time for the spin cycle.
So our guest today is a man who needs no introduction. It's Cramer from Seinfeld. Oh, not from Seinfeld. From Union.
Coach Cramer.
Look just like him.
Coach Cramer, formerly and still the golf coach, but also now you're here as the tennis coach today.
Yep, I am. They recruited me this year, you know, all of my tennis experience, which was none.
Never played tennis?
Never played tennis, but they were desperate and needed somebody, so
And so how's the team done with that coaching prowess of yours?
Actually, I have some help, which is good, and his name's Royce Porter, and he's kind of been coming and helping. He played some college tennis, so it's been very good to have
So
him.
a smart coach has really good assistants.
That's exactly right.
So you do the motivational stuff,
Yep.
and he does the technical stuff.
Yep.
So how have they done then?
They've done pretty good. We're getting ready to go to state this week. This Friday and Saturday at Liberty Park there in Salt Lake.
And how many kids are going? Do you have multiple kids, or?
We have 5 altogether has qualified.
Wonderful.
And we have our first, second, and third. Our first singles, which Luke Price, he's here with me. He took third in region, so he's qualified to go to
So
state.
he's looking to do something up there.
Yeah, he's our number 1 singles player right
Okay.
now, and then our number 2 singles is Brian Spencer, and he took 4th in region and did really good, and he'll be
and
going.
that's with Park City in the region.
Yeah,
And they usually
they're
have
good.
a little bit of quality available.
So this is
Yeah.
all boys tennis now.
This is
that
boys
correct?
tennis, yes,
The girls tennis is in fall.
in the fall. So, and our third singles qualified also, which was Evan Percival, and then we have one doubles, which the Burchell brothers, Chase and Trevor Burchell.
Oh, good.
So when they qualify for state, 5 seems like a lot. I know top teams maybe, but sounds like you did pretty good. Where did you finish in region?
Yeah, we ended up 4th right in there. So, Park City was pretty dominant, and they did pretty good. But
So when you say dominant, how many kids? So that people understand, how many do they send?
Park City,
Yeah.
it just depends on
20?
who. No, you could qualify your first, second, and third singles, or in doubles you have two doubles
So
that could.
we qualified everybody we could except for one doubles.
2 doubles. So
Wow.
there's 3 doubles and then 3 singles that
Very good. That's well done in your
sounds
first
like you're
year. It's
doing
all
pretty well.
coaching, I
Not too
believe,
bad.
isn't it?
Oh yeah,
Has to do with the
absolutely.
coaching.
You only get better from here.
Oh yeah.
Now, a good coach is a good coach, and those skills are across the board to any sport. But how do you find it different, tennis, than golf? I mean, is it a lot different? Is it different ways to motivate? I mean, conditioning different? What's the big difference?
I find it's similar. Of course, they're all individual sports, both of them. So you have a team sport, which golf you still play as a team, but tennis is the same way. It's just individual, just being positive motivation. I think is just huge. When it comes to getting these kids successful. And
I'm going to take a stab at it.
sure.
You probably don't play much tennis, but you play golf almost every day when you're in the season.
Absolutely.
So, if I had to choose as I get a little more seasoned with coaching, I think golf coach is a pretty good gig. And tennis seems like, you're out in the heat and you're gathering up balls and
Yeah.
teaching skills you maybe don't have. And
Well, we know Coach Nerden plays way more golf than he does soccer.
And I know that because I played golf with you, so I'd see you out
golf's
there.
a fun sport.
Any
You're a
morning,
good- you're a
any
good
morning go to the
golfer,
course,
so-
and there's Coach Nerden.
And he's
So,
good.
so one more question before we end. How's the golf team going to be next year?
You know what? I think
You lost
we're going
Jarmello?
Yep. Austin's going to SUU, and they
And then
really
on to the
wanted him.
PGA and wherever.
And then
he
on to
ends
the
up.
PGA, and then of course, number 1 in the PGA.
Yeah, there you go.
Hopefully,
That'd be
good.
great. How's everybody else
um,
stack up for next year?
Good. We have Austin's little brother, Jarmello, Alex Jarmello. That's he's a good little player, and he'll be a sophomore. And then we have Chase Labrum. I don't know if you remember. There's
A few Laborns in the
yeah. Tyler Labrum was a state champion. That's a cousin that helps with it.
So a lot of good youth coming up, and you'll be good next year.
Yeah, I think so. We have a new region. We got rid of Park City, so
That always helps in the individual sports,
Yeah.
especially. Hey, well, Coach, thanks for coming out. It's really good to have you. We'll
Absolutely.
be right back.
I'm Amanda Hartman. I'm the new Director of Nursing here at the Villa. Here at the Villa, it's far more than a nurse-patient relationship. You truly are like a family. We have a community here, we have neighborhoods within our community, and we create lasting relationships that mirror that of our own families.
We're kind of just one big family because we're their sole providers, and we spend a lot of time with each and every resident. Even our rehab patients are here for months at a time, so we really create a family-like environment with them also.
Welcome back. It's time for the call of the week.
So, last week we had Mr. Mason couldn't be here. You had prior commitments.
Right.
So we had Coach Putnam come on and had our first female guest host.
Okay.
And then our spin cycle guest didn't show up, so we had to throw in a little battle of the coaches and a female-male battle.
Right.
And we're gonna hold off on telling who won that till she's back on the show, because
Okay.
I really want to
dig her a little
Well,
bit.
I don't know if I do or not. We'll see. So, but last
better
week,
watch yourself.
Yes, you got to
She's
watch
pretty
it,
tough.
especially with Coach Putnam. So, last week we had calls for this week. The first one was Uinta versus Payson. Coach had it 3-0, which was a pretty good call, and she went first. So if
She
it
got
was,
the nothing part
if it
right.
was you or if it was Mark, I'd have just said 4-0 and taken it. But I went over the top and I said 8-0.
And you nailed it.
I nailed it.
If it was me, I would have guessed 8-0 as well.
So 8-0, and we'd have had gone to what minute that came from.
Right.
So that goes to Coach Nerden, Putnam if you're watching, or Coach Putnam if you're watching. Remember, I'm 1-0. And Union at Canyon View. I had them 1-0. I went homer. She had them 2-1. I'm going to give this one to her because it was a 1-2 game.
1-2, but the other way.
But I had a 1 there too, so it's really kind of a push. So I'm going to stick with the push. Coach Nerden up 1. Coach Putnam, push.
Okay.
Push. All right. Then we had...
You're feeling generous today.
Well, softball. We had both of us picked Uinta to go 3-0. She had Union to go 2-0. I picked Union to go 1-1. Again, right on the dot.
Right on the dot.
So, Coach Putnam, you're welcome anytime. Nothing better than when the other host texts me that I won. She sent me a text
She
that
did.
I won. She's
Oh,
my
that was
favorite
nice of
host.
her.
I don't want you guys anymore. Bring Coach Putnam back. I like it. All right, let's move on to
That's
this
because
week.
you can beat her.
Well, even a blind squirrel finds an acorn once in a while. All right, so for the calls of the week this week, first one, we picked an interesting one. And again, it's late in the season, and I'm in the soccer mode, and I'm going to take a little privilege here. Maple Mountain versus Wasatch in the 4A Region 8 battle. Who do you want to win?
This is going to be a tough one.
Well, to set this up for those who are watching the show and don't know, if Maple Mountain wins, we're second place. Maple Mountain's first, and Wasatch is third.
Right.
If Wasatch wins, we have a 3-way tie, and we get a region title, first place.
Okay, this can go either way. So as a coach, would you rather take the secure second or the chance for first?
I want the first place. We'll take the coin flip. We're due.
Okay. All right. You better be feeling lucky that day when they flip the coin then.
So I got Wasatch 3-2.
You got Wasatch 3-2. I'm going to take Maple Mountain.
You're going to go Maple
Where are
Mountain.
they going to play?
It's at Maple Mountain.
I'm going to take Maple.
So Glendon's going with Maple, just straight up. Okay. So the next one, Uinta at Spanish Fork on Friday, which it's important, it does that whole comment, that whole spiel about that game
It's dependent on
we
if
have
Uinta
to win Friday.
wins. Right.
So I got Uinta winning. You've got Uinta winning.
I'm going to take Uinta.
All right, what's the score?
I'm going to go 3-0 Uinta.
You're going to go 3-0. I'm going to go 4-1 for Uinta.
Okay.
It's always that goal we get taken a job on.
Like at Springville, sometimes they slip one in there.
Yeah.
But I think they're going to shut them out this time.
All right, last call. Union softball versus Bear River softball in a state playoff.
In the state
To
playoff.
start the state playoff.
I like Union's team.
I do too. I'm going to
have
go
a
for
lot of
Union as
pride.
well.
Okay.
So give us a score.
Okay, so caught me off guard on this one, but it's going to be 9-4.
Ooh, a little 9-4 action, and I am.
And you
nervous.
always ask me first, so then
I already got mine written down.
Oh.
I went 8-1.
8-1.
So and you can ask me first. Don't put all the blame on me.
Yeah. Well, you had it written down, so we'll call it.
All right. So you're going to give me that break?
Yeah, Union's going to take this one, though.
All right. Best part of this show so far for me is that we both wore purple ties and we went
Didn't
gray
even
and
plan
black. Look at that.
Wow.
You'd think we color coordinated it a little bit. So
But we did.
We'll be right back after this.
I'm Amanda Hartman. I'm the new director of nursing here at the Villa. Here at the Villa, it's far more than a nurse-patient relationship. You truly are like a family. We have a community here, we have neighborhoods within our community, and we create lasting relationships that mirror that of our own families.
We're kind of just one big family because we're their sole providers, and we spend a lot of time with each and every resident. Even our rehab patients are here for months at a time, so we really create a family-like environment with them also.
Welcome back to the Sports Spin. It's time for the Fast Dash.
So our guest today is Luke of Union tennis fame. Luke, what's your last name?
Price?
Price. I couldn't remember if it was Labrum or Price.
Luke Price. They're going to name the tennis courts after him pretty soon.
There you go.
Luke Price Tennis Court.
I like it. I like it. So season's going well. Getting ready for state.
Mm-hmm.
So do you know how this works? We put 60 seconds on the clock. We're going to fire a few questions at you. You just answer whatever comes to your mind.
Okay, sounds good.
You ready for that?
Yeah.
All right, so here we go. Let's put some time on the clock. And favorite tennis player?
Roger Federer.
Federer.
Trump or Hillary?
Trump.
Good answer. Yeah. Favorite class in school?
AP Physics.
Oh my gosh.
AP Physics. Pizza or a cheeseburger?
Pizza.
Coke or Pepsi?
Pepsi.
Doubles or singles?
Singles.
Like playing singles?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Golf or tennis?
Tennis.
Boys' night out or a date night?
Boys not out.
I mean, like guys hanging out.
Oh, yeah.
Or going on a date.
Guys hanging out.
Guys, all right.
What tournament would you like to win in all of tennis?
Wimbledon.
Wimbledon.
Jazz or Golden State?
Probably Jazz.
Jazz.
But this year, you got to go with Golden State. They whooped them.
Yeah.
That's true.
All right, last question. Tennis shoes or running shoes?
Tennis shoes.
Yeah, you gave up the running for tennis. Got it.
Yeah.
Who's your rival now? What school?
What school?
Park City?
Yeah, probably Park
Kind of
City.
became in tennis.
Mm-hmm.
All right, hey, it's good to have you out. Real good to have you out.
Glad you're here. Good answers.
Thanks for watching us on the Sports Spin, presented by UNT Basin Healthcare. Health and healing, every person, every time. Go like VTV on Facebook or follow us on Twitter to vote for your favorite L&L Monster Replays. We'll see you next week.